What is this place?
Why don't you read the sign?
The year is 33 AD. The place is Jerusalem. Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor, has just handed Jesus of Nazareth over to be crucified. Barabbas, the murderer, has just been released. He be released to murderer Barabbas? What did this Jesus character do? Start a war or something?
No, Jesus was innocent, but the people were starting to listen to him instead of the high priest. They didn't like that, so they accused him of blasphemy.
And that's a crime?
Punishable by death. But by Roman law, the priests weren't allowed to execute anyone, so they had to get Pontius Pilate to do it for them.
I don't get that. Pontius Pilate was the governor. Why would he be listening to the priests?
The priests threatened that if Pontius didn't listen to them, they'd start a riot. He had his career to think about. Another riot would not look good to his commander back in Rome.
Oh, so once again, it's all about politics.
Well, Pilate was clever about it, though. There was a tradition at that time that each year the people could choose one prisoner to be released. Pilate offered them Barabbas or Jesus. They chose Barabbas, so Jesus was sentenced to be crucified. Pilate knew he was crucifying an innocent man. Truth is, Jesus is the only man to be completely innocent. He never committed a law. He never broke a law. He never lied. He never had a lustful thought. He lived a perfect life.
Jesus and two unknown criminals are crucified.
6 hours he hung on that cross. For 6 hours he fought to raise himself up on nail-pierced feet just to catch a breath. For 6 hours his back, torn and bloody, scraped against the rough, splintered wood. And for 6 hours he was separated from God, while hell poured down its fury on his defenseless soul.
But you said he had done nothing wrong. Couldn't he have appealed or something?
The criminal justice system was a bit different back then. And yet, how do I explain this? The criminal justice system back in AD 33 was a bit like God. You see, when you die, you don't get an appeal. There's no second chance. You're either innocent like Jesus or guilty like everyone else. And guilty people must be punished. God is a God of love, but he's also a God of justice.
Well, what is God going to do? They're dead. You can't execute dead people.
No, he can do something far worse. He can banish you. He can banish your soul from his presence. The sentence for guilty people is eternal separation from God.
Well, that really doesn't sound all that bad.
Really? Imagine a place without love, joy, or peace. A place of darkness and pain. A place without rest and with no hope. A place of physical, mental, and emotional torture that never ends.
Never?
Never.
Is that what happened to the other two guys?
One of them, he used his last moments on earth to hurl insults at Jesus. He was found guilty in this life and the next. But the other one, he admitted that he'd done wrong, and he acknowledged that Jesus was innocent. He even asked Jesus to remember him when he came into his kingdom.
What kingdom?
The kingdom of heaven. By asking Jesus to remember him, that man was saying that he believed that Jesus is God's son.
And did he remember him?
Yes, despite his own suffering, Jesus raised his pain-filled eyes and promised the man that on that very day he would be with him in paradise. As Jesus breathed his last breath, an earthquake shook the ground and the curtain of the temple split in two. Jesus' death brought an end to man's separation from God. This is where he was buried.
And you said he had done nothing wrong?
He did nothing wrong. He died so that you could have life.
I just don't understand.
Jesus was a man, but he was also God's son, which means that he has all of God's power, including the power to resist temptation and lead a perfect life.
But why would God let him die?
God knew that all of humans would succumb to temptation and make some poor choices. Like you said, everyone messes up, and everyone has to be punished for messing up. But God also loves everyone. He loves each one of you as individuals because you were all created by him. Because of his great love, he doesn't want to punish anyone, but their wrongdoing compels him to. A price has to be paid. Jesus paid that price. Jesus took the punishment.
But why? Why would he do that?
Because I love you.
But you're dead. I saw the cross. I saw the nails.
Death cannot hold the Son of Man. And now, Lloyd,
You know my name?
before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. Truly I tell you, even the hairs on your head are numbered.
Okay, Lloyd, it's time for you to choose. Will you trust in Jesus? Will you admit that you need forgiveness? Will you accept his gift, his sacrifice, his payment for your debt? Or will you choose to turn away and face God on your own strength?
I choose Jesus. Will you remember me in your kingdom?
Is he dead yet? Come on, Lloyd, we gotta go.
Gibbon, you have no authority in my presence. This one belongs to me. Here I am. I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in and eat with them, and they with me. To him who overcomes, I will give the right to sit with me on my throne, just as I have overcome and sat with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear